Evening, everybody. How's it going? Happy Sunday, June the 4th, 2023 to everybody. Let me get things organized here. I'm doing back to old school tonight where I'm just running off my phone. I don't have my computer set up. I know every time watch. Every time I jiggle that table, you're going to get a little motion sickness, so I'm going to try to avoid that. Hey, thanks, Jim. A little loud and clear from Jim Dombrowski. Good to see you. But yeah, I'm going back to old school tonight. I don't have my computer set up here. It's just me and a camera, or me and a phone, really. And just going to do it that way tonight because this is probably going to be a quick one tonight. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Thanks, Dan Driscoll. Rick Wancor, I saw you on there also. Steve Steele, I see you also. Saying Lima Charlie, appreciate it. Russ Gillens, also see any motion on this table. Yeah, you can see bungity, bungity, bungity. So we're going to avoid that. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. Ryan Purchase, I think I just saw him come through from Wyoming. Well, Southern Illinois coming in there also. Southern Illinois, one of the places I need to get to bow hunt one of these days. That's kind of what I don't have many bucket list things, but either Southern Illinois or Iowa. I would love to bow hunt one of these days. One day I'm going to do it. One of these days. Cool. Anyway, yeah, this is going to be somewhat of a quickie tonight. I don't have a topic tonight. I just have a fishing report. I don't have a guest. I don't have anything like that. I will say that yesterday I put out a video showing you how I did my dash heater install. That was one thing that many people had requested over the last Jiradek, you're welcome back. Hey, thank you. I think I got that name right, but yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, man. Many people have requested that over probably about a year, and I finally got that video done last night. So if you want to see how I keep my window clear in the morning, because if you got a boat that has, a hard top or a bimini or whatever, and those front windows are enclosed in some way, there's a lot of mornings that you have fog, you have dew all over those windows, and it is an absolute pain in the you-know-what to try to be able to see out those things. So, with a smaller boat, if you got an outboard, things like that, when I was running a 16 or an 18-foot boat or even smaller, I just stood up. I just looked over the windshield, and that was an easy way to do it then. But man, I tell you what, on days where you're getting a lot of dew on there or fogged up windows, that's a nightmare. But anyway, put a video out yesterday showing you how we combated that on this boat. Dash heater install. It's just like a car heater. I put all the links in the description on that video. You can get them right from Jegs, and you can rig it up yourself. It's easy, really easy. Takes about 3 hours. It's about $250 to do, and man, it's wonderful. I see TD Schlout saying you're just putting your autopilot on tonight. That's a game changer there also. Autopilots are great for fishing, and they save many marriages. I've always said that. But yeah. All right, so let's do this. Mike F., hey, how you doing, bud? I'll give you the quick fishing report, and then if anybody has questions, feel free to throw them out there. Again, I just got to throw this out there when I'm just me and the cell phone. The comments pop up for about 2 to 3 seconds and they're gone. So I might miss it. You might have to circle back and put it up there again. So yeah. Anyway, fishing report for this area, and really only this area because I don't have much intel from Ludington, Whitehall, southern ports or northern ports. I have not, just put this right out there in the open, I have not fished since last Monday myself, and I'm fishing tomorrow morning. I've only got, I think I got 4 trips this upcoming week, and I'm hoping the fishing gets a little better because what I'm hearing, and again, this is all either me talking directly to somebody who has fished or second or third hand knowledge, fishing is not that great out of Manistee right now. And my gut feeling, and I'm pretty sure that many of you will agree with me on this, is we've just had nothing but north winds, save maybe 12 hours here, 8 hours there, but everything for the last probably 7 or 8 days has been all north winds. And they haven't been like crashing north winds, they've just been steady north winds, 3 to 4 to 5 miles an hour, maybe 10 miles an hour. And even though it's not driving that colder water down into us, I mean, the water is already frigid. On the top right now, it's finally up to, I think, about 57. But as soon as you get down to like 20 feet down, you're down in the mid to low 40s. So that north wind is just not allowing that southern warmer water to get up to our area so we can start getting something set up as far as a temperature break, just some better conditions around this area. So it's been pretty spotty fishing. In fact, what I've heard, and this is from charter boats to weekend guys, the best I've heard is like 5 fishing a day, and the average is 1 to 2 or 3. So, and that's in this area, and they are scattered, a little bit of everywhere and a little bit of everything. So I've heard everything from 2 colors working to 150 feet down on a downrigger. So, man, I tell you, that's you couple that in, and I don't mean to sound like a Debbie Downer, Debbie Doomsday in any way, but we've had full moon, so that hurts the bite. We've had steady north winds, that hurts the bite. We've got cold water, that hurts the bite. We're early in the season, that also hurts the bite. So yeah, we're in kind of a holding pattern right now until the weather changes and we start setting up some warmer water. So what I've heard though is straight out of Manistee, really from Big Point Sauble all the way up to Manistee, it's pretty much the same story. Some people have been catching them in 80 feet of water. Some people have been catching them out in 250 feet of water. And it seems like everywhere in between. And like I said, it's been 2 colors, 3 colors, 4 colors, 5 colors, 7s, 8s, 10s, 13s, coppers of every mix, match, and size, downriggers down 30, downriggers down 90, downriggers down 150, divers all over the place as well. The only thing that has been, I guess, in a pattern in any way, it's still been mostly a spoon bite. Some flashers have been working the last few times out. I was running the 11-inch Dreamweaver paddle, but I know the Beck holds are starting to take hold as well. Some of the colors that they came out with last year, like the Mercury Falling, that one I've heard has been, for what has been hitting flash or fly, it's been the bigger paddles, like the Beck holds and the 11-inch Dreamweavers. And as far as flies go behind it, it's been a mishmash of a bunch of things there too. Some have said Pickled Sunshine, some have said Riverside, some have said Custom Flies, some have said KRW Double Aqua or Aqua Glows. So yeah, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do, and Green Jean Spoon. I have heard Green Jean Spoon from a couple different people saying that it seems to be the only spoon that they've been able to get bit on. So, of course, that means anybody going out tomorrow that watches this, you're all going to have Green Jeans on, including me. I'm going to have a few on myself. So, yeah, I'm just looking at Joe Wildbaum's post there. Yeah, same temps pretty much up in here also, Joe. All over the place. So, I guess, in a nutshell, it's good news, bad news, depending on where you're at. I mean, for us, it's I don't want to say bad news, but it's not optimal. We just don't have the fish yet. Where in the southern ports, the fishing is probably going to hold a little longer because they have the warmer water down there right now, and the fish are going to be in those areas, chasing bait around, looking for those temperature setups. And yeah, it's really but it is. It's location dependent right now. I haven't heard much about Wisconsin. If anybody's on here from over on the other side, please feel free, if you haven't already, post your reports on here. I would love to see something in the comments about what's going on in your areas, to see if you're kind of in the same holding pattern that we are. The fish are there. We all know that. It's going to be a good year. That I'll put a bet on that right now. It's going to be a good year. The fish are going to be big, and the fish are going to be plentiful, and it's going to be a high yield year, I believe. It's just we got to get there to the right temps, the right locations, the right everything like that. Okay. All right. Scott Garbs, I just saw you post something on there. I didn't catch all of it, but thanks for that. So right now, fishing, I would give it like a 3 out of 10. I got to come up with a system sounds like a fishing system. You know what? Three fins out of 10. Something stupid like that. I'll come up with something dumb. All right. Red Sand fishing reports from South Haven all over the place as well. Yeah. John Lundquist was saying 3 for 3. I didn't catch your location there, John, but thanks. All right. I'm just catching some comments. Or Two Rivers. You're averaging 6 to 8 fish per trip, 80 to 90 foot of water. That's not bad from what I'm hearing around here right now. I mean, it was just a couple weeks ago. I had a guy out of Whitehall sending me pictures of, 30 fish laying in the back of a boat. I think it was a two boat trip, but getting 30 bites on one boat was insane, absolutely insane. And that bodes well for what's going to be coming here. It's just we got to get there. We got to get there. We'll wait. We'll be patient. And we'll get there. So anyway, that's my bold prediction of the Sunday live stream. It's going to be a good year. All right. All right. Yeah. BMK, agree with you. We're in transition time. It'll get better. So, what tournament was this weekend? I forget. Was it Grand Haven? Anybody know how Grand Haven came out? I haven't seen anything posted yet. Usually catch that on Facebook. And that reminds me, if you want to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those things, those links are down below in the description. Maybe not in this video, but in other videos. And if you want to check out that heater install video, well, it's not an install video, but just basically how we did it in this boat. That's from yesterday. Feel free to jump on there, and if you like it, hit the like, and if you want to subscribe, that would help out the channel greatly. I mentioned last Sunday about we seem to be in a lull right here. We seem to be in a YouTube quagmire in some way with this channel. We're still getting all the views that we got over the last couple of years. The view numbers are right where they have been. In fact, they're up a little. But the subscription numbers are still tanking. So, and I know I've watched other videos, other channels out there that get in these same lulls where YouTube's algorithm just decides in some way, like, hey, this channel is maxed out. We're not going to do much for that channel anymore, unfortunately, and it's probably going to peter that channel out. So, I'm hoping to change that around because I'm still enjoying doing this. And so, all I ask from you is if this channel has helped you out over the years or recently or whatever, has helped you out in any way, if you could just hit a like button, leave a comment. Comments are big as well, and subscribing is also a big thing. We can break out of this stalemate with YouTube. We just got to have the interaction, and that there's not much I can do about that. All I can do is make the videos. It's up to everybody out there to say, hey, these videos are helping me. I'm happy to help back in a little way. All right, that's all I ask. And if you don't want to, that's fine. We'll still be friends. Do more live shows. It will help a lot. Steve Eddy, that's the funny thing is I do a lot of live shows, and those are by far my most viewed, but they hit a certain plateau of views and then they tank. Where if I do a recorded video, those hit same thing, but it's a lower number. They hit a certain plateau and they tank. So anyway, enough of that. No dismal stuff. I would love to keep this channel running for a long time. All right, cool. Who's got questions? If nobody has questions, we'll button it up and get out of here and get back to your Sunday routines. I have to go get gas, put it in the boat, get ready for tomorrow's charter, get some lures on the lines, get the boat tidied up, and we'll go from there. If I have time, well, I can't. I was thinking if I had time, I'd put a video out tonight on the lure selection, but my first mate is not going to be here till the morning, and so I don't know what lures he's going to want to put on. So we'll have to wait for that on another day. And if the fishing's at all decent tomorrow, we'll get some live streams cranked up from on the water. And yeah, you guys seem to love that. Changing weights on divers, yes or no? I would say no. There's other ways to augment your divers, but changing the weights around on them, no, I would not do that. You're welcome, guys. Everybody, they're giving me thanks right now. No, you're absolutely welcome. I like doing this channel. I like doing these videos. So yeah, I'm gonna be here as long as I can be. Cool. All right, anybody else got questions? Throw them out there. Let's see what you got. I'm happy to help out in any way I can, and if there's something I don't know, I'm happy to go ask somebody who knows more than me, which is about everybody. You know, I always said this, I'm not the best. Nobody's the best. I don't believe in the best. Anybody can be the best on any given day. Russ Gillen, yeah, it's not a bad idea showing how the day ended out. Yeah, there's some value to that. Something I can toss around. Dan Driscoll, congrats on your first king out of Algoma. Congratulations, yeah. Everybody remembers their first king. I think I do. I don't really remember much about my childhood. I don't know. I think the older I get, the worse my memory's getting. Oh, what size spoons am I running right now? It's a mix of everything, really. I've got Super Slims, I've got Standards, and I got Mags out. Joe Wilbaum saying you got problems with your boards diving. Joe, is that when you have a fish on, or is that when you're just bringing in a board? And I also need to know what kind of boards you're running. That's about the only way I think I could help you out. There's certain techniques to bringing a board in. Some boards release, and really it's just you and the fish right then. Some boards do not release, like the ones that I use. And really the easiest way for me to bring a board in with no fish on, I actually stick the rod tip almost right down in the water, and that keeps that line close to the water, and that board just comes in like a rocket, like a surfboard skipping over the waves. I'll almost do the same thing when I got a fish on those things. I bring my rod down almost horizontal. I'll almost point it right at the board, because if you think about it, you know, line coming off the reel to the board is here at the tip, and then the line going to the fish. Well, that board is acting like a big shock absorber, so that fish is pulling on that board, it's going to take a lot of that shock, just like that, like a leaf spring. So the rod and the reel, there's not as much tension being put on that line from the rod and the reel. So I'll almost point my rod tip right at the board when the fish is on there. I'll bring that board in. I'll try to keep it low. That'll keep your board from diving. The problem I see is when people get a board that dives on them, they don't know what to do with it. And the easiest thing I've found over the years is if you can, put your thumb on the spool, open the bail, give it a little line out, or just pull some slack out. You have to have some give in that line for that board to be able to come back up, and try to do it as quickly as you can, because once that board under the water, that fish can pretty much do whatever he or she wants to do. So try to get that board out, and once you get that board out of the water, reeling it in to take the board off, do not let that board go back down into the water. That's another time when they can really dive. Do I recommend otter boards? Steve Eddy, I used to run the big boards, the big otter boards, and I have found the inline boards are, in my opinion, by far the best way to go. I only run Ninjas. I love the Ninja boards. I think MJK just threw a big comment in through there. I didn't quite catch it, so I always go back through and read comments when these are over. Yeah, Ryan Perch is saying get some Ninjas. Ninjas, they're wonderful. I had a fish bury a Ninja the other day, and it wasn't from the user error. It wasn't from the person fighting the fish. The fish was just burying the board like a bobber, and that's going to happen sometimes too. So most of the time, though, you can avoid boards from getting sunk. Somebody just said they switched to the Ninjas from the TX44s. We used to run a bunch of TX44s on my buddy Jim's boat. I think that's all we ran for our big setups, and they're good boards. They really are. They're good boards. They pull well. They take line out well. You can run monster setups on those things. The problem is they are so big and they pull so hard. It's almost an overload to the system. You really some days have a hard time getting that 44 back into the boat with a fish on there. The Ninja is a nice happy medium. It's not quite as big as the 44, and it doesn't pull quite as hard, but it pulls plenty enough where I've run 450 coppers on the Ninja boards, and no problem at all. Joe Wilbaum saying Ninjas all the way for next year. Yeah, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again right now. When Dreamweaver came out with the Ninja, I even told him, I said, so what's special about this board? Is it, because I'm thinking in my head, this is just somebody just inventing the wheel. There's a bunch of boards out there, and a bunch of them are really good. What is going to be so special about this Ninja board? Is it a gimmick because it has a one-handed release, which is amazing? I found out. Or is it going to be a quality board? And I found out it's a quality board, and it's the best board I've ever run. I've run churches, I've run offshores, I've run Yellowbirds. I'm trying to think what else I've run. I've run a bunch, and I love the Ninjas. And I'd tell you right now, if I thought they were garbage, I would tell you that too, but they're not. Anyway. What else you guys got? We're up to about 140 some people. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate the thumbs up. I got 53 on here, so thank you. Those thumbs up do help drive the channel in some ways. Steve Eddy asking, are the big Ninjas necessary, or will the flags, will they do the work? I run all bigs, and I run bigs even on my 2 colors because they're so versatile and they pull so well. And they come in so well. So the smalls, I think they're 9.5s. I would trust them. Trust isn't the right word. I would use them up to probably like a 10 color, maybe a 300 copper. But past that, I would just switch over to the big boards. Or you can do like me and a lot of other boats out there. Just run all the big ones. The flags are kind of cool if you fish a lot of walleye. If you fish, a fish that doesn't pull as hard as a king, and you can't tell when you got a light bite on there. The tattle flags they're kind of cool. They're going to tell you every now and then when you got a fish that you don't know about, but they have their limitations on the size that you can run. All right. Phil Star, thanks for trying to drum up the like button smashes. I appreciate that. I've said it before. I do not like that term, smash the like button. I think I just said it. So gently press the like button. How about that? Jeff Spears saying, fish lugging today, 2 kings on a 5 color with a Mongolian beef. Yeah, that's pretty much the number I'm hearing everywhere, Jeff and everybody else. From Onekama down to the point, 0 to 5 fish seems to be the number right now. At least there's a few steelhead being mixed in as well. So that's not a terrible thing. A few lake trout coming in as well. Most of the ones that have been caught have been suspended. Nothing much on the bottom right now. I've heard that up by Onekama in our favorite lake trout grounds, I heard that the green slime has covered everything out to 150 foot of water. We need some stiff winds to come in and move that green slime out of the area, which it can do. So I'm hoping for that in the near future. Then we get up there and maybe get after some good Lakers. Yeah. Eric Nearing, thanks all. Hey, you're trying to drum up the share. Yeah, shares help as well. Everybody, thank you very much for trying to for doing a little bit of rah-rah session there. I do appreciate it. I just missed a question. Somebody was asking something about wire, and I didn't catch it all. I apologize. If you want to repost it, I'll take a look for it. Okay. Just Beer asking, was there a hatch on the lake? A lot of stuff on the surface. Well, I fished a week ago. It's been a week. I don't know what it's like now, Jeff, but a week ago there was a ton of pollen on the surface, and there was a ton of little black flies or little black gnats also on the surface, covering the water, and they were all over the boat and all over everything. So I don't know what it's like out there now. I'm going to find out tomorrow. Yeah, Philip, Paux or Poach. Yeah, I do run I do move the weight forward on the Ninja board. Loosen it up, so I slide it all the way forward. Yep. Jason C saying Cottonwood was terrible on Friday. Yeah, Cottonwood will really, Cottonwood can really booger up your reels too. If you start bringing in that Cottonwood, the cotton that comes off it and it gets up in your reels, yeah. Josh Gorchak saying saw multiple fish at surface level coming up. Yeah, I've heard that also. I've heard people saying kings out there porpoising, eating what's on the surface, which is also not uncommon, and that's why people are running those two colors, things like that. MJK, tomorrow's lure selection, I don't know yet. I got to go back there and look. I know what I'm going to run as far as lead core and things like that. I know I'm going to run my center downrigger. I'm going to be running that. I'm going to have I'm probably going to put the big beck hold on there tomorrow. I've been hearing good things about that right now, so I'll probably run the Mercury Falling from Beck Hold tomorrow with a Pickled Sunshine or a Riverside behind it. I'm going to put that down to start the day probably around 90 to 100. My out and down, I'm going to put green jeans on it. I'm going to set that down probably around 70, maybe 60. I'll put a slider on there with something a little bright, a little chromy, maybe like a Magic Man, or even like that green Glow Frog with a white belly. That works really good on a slider as well. I know on my long lines I'm gonna run a 4-color, 7-color, and a 13. No, I take that back. 4-color, 10-color, and a 13-color. And I'm probably need to learn to speak English. Still having a hard time. I will probably be running Mongolian beefs or green jeans or maybe a Shelly snack. Maybe an A-bomb, maybe a half A-bomb, something like that on those. And then divers, I don't know yet. Divers are, I probably run a raspberry carbon, to be honest with you, on my high diver. And low diver, I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out in the morning. I'm still tossing around the stuff in my head. Okay. We're a half hour in, and somehow with a very small fishing report tonight, we managed to get to almost a half hour. That's great. Have you put on Dancing Anchovy yet this year? Ken Brescia. No, Dancing Anchovy and I had a bad breakup last year. We have not been talking. So, after 2 years ago, it absolutely destroying fish for me last year. It took a vacation and did not want to catch anything for me. So, yeah, we broke up. But I might send a makeup text to it here shortly and see if I can get it back out there, because it is a really, really good spoon. Cool. All right, let's get out of here. If we get something going in the morning, some good live stream stuff going, we'll go live. We'll get some fish on there. Deer Hunter saying all lures subject to claim. Yes, they are. Yes, you're absolutely right. Anyway, yeah, if we get something going tomorrow morning, I'll definitely get a live stream kicked off, and I'll show you what's going on. Like, share, subscribe, everyone. If these videos help you out, I do appreciate it, and I will see you as soon as possible. Be safe. Have a great week. Go catch some fish. Say hello to your loved ones. Have a great one. I'm out of here. Take care.